News headlines been popping up a lot frequently last couple months ago, and it's basically companies are cracking down on working from home and to revive the city, to have people coming back to the city, to work in the city, brings a lot more prosperity and as well the business and everything. It's a whole network. It's a whole lot broader than what we think it is. And people are either they are going to quit or resign, and there's a mass movement, not only just Australia but around the world. But I only can speak on what I do know is just the fact that you know left it with HR to explain upset CBA workers why the bank was placing limit to the working from home policy. So this is what it's going to be. Now, for me to look at the whole thing like this, even though Corona is still existing within our society at the moment, at times, people who travelled from, who used to live around the city and adapting this new work lifestyle, working from home, and soon they move out of the city and move out to live in a comfortable suburban house with a gym and as well with an office, and it's actually minimized it's actually saving the company a lot of money if you think about it. At least there's no running costs in the building, at least there's no harassment or bullying, or whatever the quotas it is, the political warfare within the workplace. My current view at the moment, I'm showing you right now. All right, that's my view. I'm in the city at the moment. So I know South Bank is not the busiest size for the the whole the corporate world. I know the other side is more of it. Just a glimpse, just to think about it. Majority of these buildings, a lot of them are vacant because of working from home policy. The city is not revived, not congested in the city. It's not as alive as before. When I was in Sydney, all my peers in Sydney, they were a shocked amount of people coming out for the Vivid Festival, where I was in Sydney Vivid Festival, where the city usually dead. I spoke with the taxi drivers, the Uber drivers as well. They've been telling me they're facing the same problem, where the business has gone downhill, where workers are still out working from home instead of coming to the city, where they're probably limited twice a week or X, Y, and Z. And it creates a lot of problem within the city. Now, my next topic is this. For years, they're wanting to build a second city in Melbourne. In Sydney, we call it the Parramatta. You can call it the North Sydney as well. And we have a lot of miniature cities around due to the corporate area. But Parramatta has changed a lot. I remember when I was a kid, it wasn't as what it is today. It's unimaginable what my childhood was like until today's comparison. But here's where the location is specifically looking at right now. Clayton, you got university, medical, Monash as well. I don't know too much about Clayton, but that's what I do know. Train, university, hospital, Box Hill. Majority of those skyscrapers are apartments. There should be infrastructure, probably you'll say the hospital, and as well with the train. Very vibrant and X, Y, and Z. Sunshine. It's I could say Sunshine is sort of like Parramatta, and it has sprung up at all. So those are the three that they're looking at for the second city. But what's the point building a second city if people are still working from home? What's the point? I don't see any point on building a second city. But maybe building up in Sunshine will make more sense to flourish out the west side. But you got the east side like Clayton and Box Hill. And I think there's another article discussing about Doncaster as well. All I can see is this, right? I believe the government can build a lot more infrastructures in Clayton and Sunshine in comparison to Box Hill. Box Hill, the infrastructure is probably, you could say, halfway there. The only thing that they need is just to buy off more land and to build up the infrastructures, whatever they need to classify it as as a second city. Now, obviously, land and everything is very expensive, and yeah, I can only speak that half. I believe Sunshine is the way to go for the government to build the infrastructure and everything. I believe another city that is springing up is probably Geelong, but to have Sunshine probably will be great to establish everything from the ground floor to all the way up. You got Sunshine, you got hospital as well, but it will be similar to what they did in Parramatta to get things moved by depending on the councils and as well with the area as well. I'm pretty sure the west side will be similar to what Sydney has gone through. But if they sprung it up, they have to build a lot of infrastructure. Currently, they only have a hospital. But it makes more sense for Sunshine because they're gonna, well, I'm not saying now, but in the near future, they're gonna have the fast train that it's gonna, one of the stop will be Sunshine and as well with Geelong. But if they're having like that to open up, it makes more sense when you have a fast train going through, and they can build the city from the ground floor up to build the the city that whatever they wanted for the infrastructure. So that's why I can say on a second city, I don't think there's any point to have it, because if this whole movement of working from home and companies are threatening staff, you know, to pull the terminating the contract because of working from home. If this era of working from home has diminished, it makes more sense to have a second city, and the city comes back revived. God know how long is this going to take, but all I can say is out in the west side, probably Sunshine has a good train system, same as Box Hill. I could see Box Hill or Sunshine is either go to the east or go to the west. Box Hill is already halfway there. That's how I look at it now.